Hi Bowl Bakers, if you've ever had a Cinnabon cinnamon roll, you will know how good they are. They're kind of iconic here in the United States. They're this big, lovely, fluffy cinnamon roll covered in cream cheese frosting. Well, usually you can only get them at the mall. I am going to show you how you can make it in your very own home. So we're going to start out with our wet ingredients in this jug. Pour in your milk and add in your butter. Then take it away and microwave it for a few seconds until the butter melts and the milk is warm. Next, whisk in your room temperature eggs. So those are our wet ingredients. Now let's do our dry. Into my nice big bowl, I have some flour, my sugar, yeast, and salt. Then just give these ingredients a quick mix together. So I get a lot of questions about what type of yeast do I use. I use instant dried yeast that can be added straight into the flour. It just makes life really easy. Okay, so those are our dry ingredients. Now all you have to do is add your wet into your dry. And then mix together to form a dough. I always say when it comes to making bread doughs, you want to mix your dough until it forms a ball and cleans your bowl. So just mixing this by hand, you don't need a machine. It'll very quickly start to come together. I can already tell this is going to be a really nice dough just by feeling it. So now what you want to do is cover it in cling wrap. Let it get nice and warm and snug in there. And now what you want to do is proof it for around 1.5 to 2 hours. It's going to double in size, it's going to grow, it's going to develop bubbles and flavor, and then we're going to come back and roll it. So when your dough is proofed, it's time to roll it out. I'm just going to flour my work surface. A little bit of flour on my rolling pin. Yeah, this is a lovely dough. So roll it out nice and long, around 24 inches in length and around 12-ish inches deep or wide. You'll see it's nice and thin. But don't worry because it's going to proof, it's going to puff up, we're going to roll it. They're going to be lovely big cinnamon rolls. So here I have some room temperature butter. It's really important that this is room temperature because we need to spread it on our cinnamon rolls. So go ahead and with a spatula, generously spread this over the surface of your dough. Now, as always, the measurements for this recipe can be found on my website, along with hundreds of more recipes. So now for our filling here, I have some brown sugar. And into this, we are going to add in some cinnamon. And then just give that a good mix together. Going in with your fingers actually might be the easiest way to mix it up. So now what you want to do is just generously sprinkle this all over the surface of your dough and allow it to adhere to the butter. If you've ever had a Cinnabon cinnamon roll before, you'll know that they're really cinnamony. So this looks like a lot of filling. But we've come this far, we've committed to making a big old cinnamon roll, so this is not the time to be scabby. So now just roll this up like you would a traditional cinnamon roll. Go to the longest edge and then just do a tight roll until you get to the other side. When making cinnamon rolls, you want to keep the roll kind of tight so it gets a good shape. Okay, so just roll it over on its seam. This is going to make a lot of cinnamon rolls. So I have my ruler here. I always need a ruler in the kitchen, and we want to measure around a little over 2 inches. We're going to get 12 rolls at over 2 inches. You want these really big, just like the way they do them at Cinnabon. Look how beautiful these are. This is why I love making bread doughs. Look at that. That's a big old hefty cinnamon roll. Gorgeous. I'm thrilled with how these turned out. So place your rolls in a baking pan, 3 by 4, give them a little bit of space because they're going to proof. Then cover them up in cling wrap and a tea towel. Let them get nice and snug in there. And now you want to proof them and let them get nice and big for around 45 minutes to an hour or so until they puff up. I'm gonna place them over here. And while they're proofing, we're gonna make our cream cheese frosting. In a nice big bowl, add in your softened cream cheese and softened butter. And then with a whisk, just cream these together until they're nice and smooth. Next, add in your salt, vanilla extract, and powdered sugar. And then mix together until it's nice and smooth and there's no lumps. This looks great. I have to say, I think my favorite part of a cinnamon roll is actually the cream cheese frosting. I'm gonna set this over to the side and let's check on how our cinnamon rolls are proofing. So it's been in and around an hour. These are looking really good. They're perfect, they're nice and puffy. Now we're gonna get them into a nice hot oven. Bake your cinnamon rolls off at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 200 degrees Celsius, for roughly 18 to 20 minutes until lightly golden brown. These look fantastic, check these out. Get in here, Zach, I want you to see these. They're lovely, uniform cinnamon roll shape. They smell amazing. They're lightly golden brown. You don't want them too brown because you still want them to be nice and soft. These are going to be incredible. When they've cooled slightly, now it's time to ice them. Just like with the traditional Cinnabon roll, you want to be nice and generous with the frosting. You do want to still do it while your buns are a little bit warm, so it kind of like just melts on top and finds its own way. These look insane. They are dripping with warm frosting. Hot cinnamon rolls, fresh from the oven. Look at that. You don't even have to go to the mall. These look like perfection and they're still warm, which means we have to give them a try. Come on in, Kevin.
Jem, I have smelled these baking upstairs the whole time. I cannot wait to try.
I don't even know where to start.
I just went in and I know I have glaze all over my face, but
Oh my God.
can I say these might be better than your best ever cinnamon rolls?
They are. They're insane. They are so good. They're still warm from the oven.
God.
The frosting is all melty on top. The dough is so soft.
I had my share of Cinnabon growing up because I would hang out in the mall. These are amazing, Jem. Just like them. Super good, but homemade.
Absolutely insane. Without a doubt, everyone is gonna love this recipe. Make sure you check out all my other videos if you like this recipe, and we'll see you back here again really soon.
Yeah, and share your pictures with us on social media too.
I'm gonna go for it. I think I'm gonna eat at the top like this. I eat sideways.
There is a technique. How do you eat a cinnamon roll?
Like this.
Exactly.